Hello everybody! Welcome to the stream. It is me, your host, Godo. It's been a little bit of a it's been a bit of a while since I did a stream for the firmware of the custom keyboard. But I have actually been working on it on my own end. I'm just doing my sound check. Yeah, I think the music could be just a little bit louder. But basically, I've been working... No, like this should be fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. So I've been working on it on my own side. Actually, if you want to see like changes that I've made and whatnot by myself, maybe I can show you guys. Let me just show you my screen. We'll come back to the list of things to do today in a second. Let's take this. Here, I have a GitHub that should be in the link of this video or this live if you're watching live. I've actually, made a public project called Kibo for the keyboard project. More specifically, the Kibo 40, which is the name that I'm giving to my keyboard. Why did the settings for my webcam change again? That's very annoying. Let me just reconfigure them really quick. Not gonna be very long. Oh yeah, that's weird, huh? Well, Yeah. I don't remember. I know there was a reason. Okay. At least this way you guys can kind of see. The colors are off though. Kind of annoying. I have a lot of problems with this. But yeah, I think too much saturation maybe. Maybe I could put more brightness. Whoa, that's too bright, Oh, less bright, come on. Just a little bit. Like this? Maybe a little bit less? Okay, that's kind of okay. You guys can see the keyboard pretty well. What if I put my hand there? Yeah, that should be okay, I think. Okay. Click. Okay. So, what was I saying? There's a project here available for all to see. Let me just make sure that it's in the description of the stream. Yes, it is. So it's my general GitHub account, not a link specifically to this repo. The repo is easily findable from my account. The README is not very, detailed for now, but anyways. And you can see the branches that I have right now. For the main branch, I have the key combos branch and whatnot. So yeah. Hey, let me just check something. The repo is public, but I don't want anyone to be able to modify it. Moderation options, yes. Oh, okay. Temporary? Oh, yes, that's me. Okay, let me just give me a sec. But basically, yeah, I've been working on the project and it works very well right now. I'm just gonna give you, before I start doing all the GitHub stuff, even though it's probably gonna take like a second, let me just show you how smooth it is. Oh, by the way, I still have hardware issues, like these buttons right now, they do nothing. Like a bunch of these. Oh, okay, these can do stuff at times. But basically, the wires here seem to have problems again. I've decided that because I'm having so much hardware problem, I'm going to be probably on stream, or I don't know, I'll see, designing a PCB. And I'm going to be printing it. And, eventually I'm going to get rid of that hand wiring. Even though most of the keys work, So here we go. Like if I click once, boop, it appears. If I hold Q appears only once. If I click 3 times in a row, click, 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 appears 3 times. I can do many keys, I can switch, I can do a bunch of blah, 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 blah. As you can see, it works pretty smoothly, kind of like a real keyboard. So this is what we got. That's very nice. It works very well. It's nice. Also, the code, I've cleaned it up quite a bit. So I'm in a position where I'm easily ready to do some, you know, the next tasks, basically. Some quick improvements. Which is, you know what? Let's talk about it right now. So here, the list of things I want to do today, at least the first 2. So key combos. So right now, when I press a key, it writes a key, and that's it. I would like to, you know, select some of the keys and make them into key combos. I'm probably going to use the green keys right here, these 2. Currently, they have like nothing, like control and shift, but that's because of the way that I send my keys. They are basically negated every time I press them, so it doesn't do anything. But I could make, you know, one of them into control C and the other one into control V, for example. So I'm going to be trying that out. So, you know, making key combos a thing. So that's the first thing we're going to be doing. It's going to take like 5 seconds. Then we're going to be going into parsing events using deltatime. Because right now, the timing or cooldown of events is determined by how many frames it's been since, you know, last time, or basically they're accumulated, but basically it's just a count of how many frames have passed instead of being like an actual cooldown in milliseconds. And because it's too detached from what it truly actually represents, it's kind of weird. And if I change my frame rate, all of a sudden, like, it changes how long it takes for an event to trigger, which is not something that I like. Being frame rate independent is always better. So those are the 2 first objectives. I should be able to complete them, you know, somewhat quickly, somewhat easily. And then we're going to go, if we have time, hopefully, into simple layers. Okay, just doing a very extremely basic layer shouldn't take too long. And yeah, it would be just really nice to be able to, you know, change what my keys do dynamically, right? That would be really nice. So yeah, that being said, I'm just trying to see the collaborator thing, so... Okay. Okay, direct access. 0 collaborators have access to this repository. Only you can contribute to this repository. That's what's written on the screen, as you can see. So you haven't invited any collaborators yet. It's visible, but it's not modifiable by anyone. Okay, that's fine. That's what I want it to be. So you guys can consult, you can branch off of it, but, you know, I don't want to receive a bunch of change suggestions by other people. It's a personal project. Okay. That being said, let's go here. So I already prepared the branch. You know, if I go git status, yep, status, yep. So I'm up to date with origin key combos. So the first thing we're gonna do is the key combos. It's gonna be very simple. Okay, if I show you not input parse, it's is it just here? And HID report. Basically, I take a array of key codes, up to 6 key codes, and well, here I have a function which is get key codes. Okay, this is what we're going to be changing. And then I just send this list of 6 key codes to the computer. And these key codes are being registered as actual key presses. So if I go in get key codes, here, I return nothing. I just fill up the key codes array that's, you know, in output here. We're going to be probably changing that as well, but we'll see. Here, I just take the first key and then go check in the key map. Because the key map is one key per, well, one, how do I say this? One, like, key code. Yeah, that's the word. So one key code, only per key press. Oh, my dog is barking. Sorry. Okay, my dog is not barking anymore. So this key map is basically just a list of a bunch of key codes. So at position 0, it's, you know, the first pin. Well, the first GPIO that I connected to one of the buttons. And it just has one key code. Which is why when I receive the list of key codes, I can only fill the first one. Basically, what I'm going to be changing here is I'm going to be defining... this array is going to be like a double array. Like this. Boom, 6. And here, yeah, it's gonna be 20, but it's like they don't even care. It's gonna be GP count. Oh yeah, and I'm defining 6. Maybe I could, you know, define, I don't know, a key combo size or something. The key combo count, I should say, I guess. Yeah, it sounds like it's the amount. It should just be keys per combo or something. Something like that. Might as well. Yep. And while I'm using this, might as well. And get key codes. Okay. So here, in key map and in get key codes, I'm going to have to change this to make basically every single one of those keys, I'm going to have to turn into an array. Like a full array of keys. So let's go like this. And here I'm going to be changing it as well. So I'm going to be, this is going to be, wait, control left. Okay, yeah, control. And then C. So let's just take this. It's going to be control C for copy. And I feel like I can leave the rest empty. They're just going to be default initialized to all be 0. In this case, 0, I checked, but it represents like, well, I can go here. So 0. Okay, that's a long list. Represent key none. So no key press, right? So if I don't fill them up, the rest of them, it's fine. Okay, so now, yeah, I basically have to do this for everything, but essentially every time there's a key, I'm just gonna be putting like a little array around it. I don't know where there's squiggles under the keys. It's kind of annoying, especially because they can find it, so it doesn't make any sense. You know what? There might be two different IntelliSense forces at play. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. I need to check my settings. You know, let's just go like this. It's gonna be a bit easier. Oh wait, you know what? What am I saying? I can do this. Oh, that's so much faster. Okay, well, I can't really do it here because... yeah, okay. But here, that's so much faster. Boom, okay. So that's good. Okay, here you have shift. I'm just gonna take control C and do a control V here. It's gonna be control V. Okay. Now it's cool. The thing is, I'm just assigning one position, right? So let's assign every position. So here's 0. Okay, that's fine. And let's just go here. I could do a 4, I guess. Yeah, let's do this for now, just to make sure it works. So, oh, it could be actually U32 or something. His eye is smaller than. I don't know, it's keys per combo, right? I'm just iterating over every key here. Okay, so like this. That's good. Here, position I is going to be position I. Something like that, right? I think that should work. What do you mean expected an expression? Oh, because I didn't define how... Yeah, okay. Of course. Okay. That should be fine. Okay. Let's try to compile this. Oh, I need to put my... oh, yeah, I need to go in app. And then I can call do. But then I'm just going to put the keyboard in receive mode. Okay. Recompiling and blah, blah, blah. Okay. One file copied. Let's see if it works. So first off, nothing has been broken here. That's good. And now if I hover this and go like this, boom, Control C. Okay, that's cool. Let's just change and then Control V. And it works. Oh, that's awesome. Yo, it feels so good. It's so cool. Okay, I'm really happy. Look at this. The characters per second are crazy. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. The thing I don't like is that I have this, you know, static global array, which is fine, but I'm like, it always exists, right? So instead of just copying parts of it to other arrays, especially arrays that are, if we look here, that are on the stack, it's kind of weird to take, well, I mean, technically it's probably on the stack as well, the other one, but you know, local variables, right? That I'm gonna have to recreate, redelete, and blah, blah, blah every time and copy inside of them every time. It's not very optimized. So I could instead return a key codes list. I think it should work. And I can remove this. Boom. So this should return like a reference, basically. Because an array is essentially a pointer. So if I return a pointer, then everything is just fine. And I don't return at position I here. I just return the, you know, the array containing all the keys for the specific GPIO specified. Okay. Yeah, okay. So if I go here, that's one thing too many. And because I'm just returning the key codes themselves, I can probably just directly call it here. I think I can do that. So let's try to see if it compiles and works. Oh. Why did it fail? So, okay, let's go all the way back. All the way back. Yeah. Okay, maybe you can't return an array and it has to be a... Oh, no, it's because of the names. What am I saying? They just want to know the type. Okay, is that better? Probably. But yeah, you probably can't define the size when you return. You probably just have to return a pointer, but let's assume that this is okay just to try. Was something else a problem? Implicit declaration of function. What? Yeah, it probably just wasn't defined very well. Okay. Let's just try to recompile. Yeah, let's do it like this for now. Yeah, it still had a problem. Yeah, okay, I probably just have to make it a pointer. Yep, that should be fine. So here, I guess it's just gonna assume the size. Which is fine by me, but okay. So, yep. Try to recompile this. Okay. Warning. Return discards const qualifier from pointer. Oh, it should be const. Yes. This is gonna be 8. Const u8 pointer. Okay, so if I recompile now. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be... Okay, music keeps going. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just need to put the Pico in receive mode. Sometimes when I compile back to back, when I'm really just trying to see if the compiler, you know, can work with the code, I don't put my Pico in receive mode every time because, you know, it's kind of annoying having to press the buttons like 5 times in a row and test the code just once. Okay, yeah. Seems to be working. Yep, it works. It just works. It just works. What can I say? Okay. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a lot cleaner. I could, you know, add multiple keys. Like Q could be Q and U maybe, because I never use Q without using the letter U, and it should work. Let's just try it to make sure that it works, but, you know, other than that, we're going to be moving on to the next task. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to be removing this because I don't want that. Let's send the code again. And now we're going to keep things clean. We're going to be doing a commit. Okay. And then let's say let's just call it key combos. It's fine. Everybody understands. Commit. Sync changes. And let's do a quick pull request. Yay! We're doing proper Git stuff now. So we're going to be merging this. Key combos, that's great. No description needed. Let's just review the code real quick. Yeah, sure. I removed all of this. Only to call get key code straight up. Everything is now a list. That's good. We return this. That's fine. Okay, we didn't change that much. So create the pull request. It is a little bit longer for no reason, but you know, I think it's fine. Merge pull request, confirm merge. That's good. And I'm gonna delete the branch. Okay, so now we're just gonna be doing git. Whoops, check out main. Let's go to main. Let's do git pull. Nice. And if I do git branch, you can see that I have one branch too many because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to delete key combos. And now if I do git branch again, yep, I can git checkout and now get ready for a second branch. This branch is going to be, wait, how did I call the task again? Let me just check really quick. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, parse events using delta time. So okay. I'm just going to call the branch delta time, I think. Whoops. This. Okay. Delta time. Good. the branch exists, I'm going to publish it so that it appears as well on the repo, even though I could just, you know, push it alongside my first changes. Doesn't really matter. Now we're ready to work on the input parsing. So input parsing, as you can see, here I have, you know, key inputs. That's great with GP count. And then the key inputs. Oh no, here, yeah. Last key events. Wait, so what is key inputs then? Where do I use that? I don't remember. Oh, is okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Key inputs is actually the, yeah, that's why it's not const. It's the amount of frames that have been accumulated, let's say, for every key. So the way that it works now, I think it didn't used to work like that actually. Yeah, it used to have like 2 layers, like the debound stuff and whatnot. Now I'm really just accumulating inside one single array. It's a lot more simple. Like here, update input is just if it's pressed and it hasn't reached the maximum, I increase. Otherwise, I decrease. So, you know, even if there's a little bit of bounce in the input, it's just going to take technically a couple more frames to get to the amount required to trigger events, which is imperceptible, really. So, because I used to be like, oh, never make it go down, and when you make it go down, you put it back to 0 or something. I don't do that anymore. So basically now, the way that it works is, if it's at 0, it's considered to be completely released. If it reaches 10 frames only in count, it's considered to be like up, as in like it has just been released, right? So basically, yeah, release is event released, event up is release detected, while released is release held, right? More like press held and release held. Yeah, that's... Whoops. Yeah, okay. So release held, release detected, press held, right? So up and down is kind of like rising edge, falling edge, you know, if you know electrical terms. While being held is just, you know, it's maintained at something, which is why I consider it pressed a little bit later after the first, you know, press here. Even though it might not be necessary, but, you know, it's fine. And the way that I make sure, for example, if I start at 0, which I do, when I reach 10, I don't want to be like, oh, I just released it, right? So there's also a whole like state machine kind of logic in the update event function, which is like if, you know, a bunch of conditions, and if these conditions are met, then I consider that the event is down. Like I just pressed it and was consumed equal false. Because I also have a boolean which checks whether the event has been consumed or not. Right? That being said, yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Oh yeah, and exactly, pressed and released. So when you're holding a certain position, you don't consume the event. You just don't do that. It's really up and down, rising edge, falling edge. You can only detect it once. That's how I did it. You know, I could also not do that and be like, oh, it's just for 1 frame anyways, but, you know. I also thought about when it's consumed, it becomes like pressed for a longer time and just remove all the layers of this here, but I'm just going to leave it this way right now because I really separate the events and I like doing that because I can test them separately. And yeah, but basically here, the amount of frames, it doesn't say actually how long until an event triggers. For that information, you have to go in main.c, which is, you know, which includes this here, right? So if the main changes, like if I reuse this file in 2 different projects, like the actual time before input will be different if you change, you know, the frame rate, basically. So frame delay is 1, but key send cooldown is 4. But here, yeah, frame delay, it's actually the real thing to check. So it's 1 millisecond. So here, when I say, oh, frames down is at 20, it means it's after 20 milliseconds that have been spent that we detect the key press. It's actually pretty responsive like this, but I could make it go even faster. That being said, yeah, and key send cooldown, this is fine. This is just, you know, for this this method here. We might rework this. I was thinking about that a bit earlier, but this is fine. So for now, we're going to be working a lot with input parse. What I want to change is these numbers. Instead of frames, it should be milliseconds, or like cooldown release or something. Time to release, something like that. And for that to work, I need to, and I say delta time, you know, maybe it's not going to be a delta time. Maybe it's just like, I'm going to manually check the cooldown and whatnot. But basically, yeah, this should be release, time to release. Well, even though time to release 0 is kind of weird. It's more like accumulated amounts of time. Oh yeah, which is, which is precisely why I need to, how do I say this? Which is why I need to, I'm looking for the word. Oh yeah, which is why I need a delta time, basically. I can't just use the system clock. I have to somehow, probably in the main, do some calculation for the delta time that was spent. Maybe I'm just gonna do a new module for that, actually. I think it would go pretty nice. So here I could have a delta time.h, something like that. Okay, so let's take this one. Let's just do perp. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so here it's gonna be delta time h. And go to the bottom like this. Okay, that's good. Boom, 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 boom. What a good song. I don't need all of these. I might not even need, well, types I'm going to use, yeah. Standard bool, sure. Types in standard bool is fine. All of these, though, I don't need none of ya. I don't need none of ya. Okay. So I'm going to use a static, not const, just a static. It's going to be a U32 because I think that's how they calculate milliseconds using the system clock. So U32, which is going to be delta time, is going to be equal to 0 at first. Okay. Now, I want a function that, let's say, returns it, right? So you could have a U32. Well, maybe I just give direct access to it, but I at the very least need a void function which is update delta time or something. Like this. Update delta time. How do I call my update functions usually? Maybe parsing plus. In pin helper. No, not pin. The debug led. How do I call this? Debug led update, and then update cooldown timer. Yeah, I understand I start everything with debug led, but the update function specifically, I seem to start them with. Okay, let's go see here. Cooldown timer. Maybe just cooldown timer update, right? This way you start with the realm in which you are, like the context, and then you use it. Okay, that's cool. Now, if I go in main.c, no, in delta time, yes, .h, it's gonna be delta time update. So this might not even be static at all. Yeah, no, you know what? I think it is going to be static actually. 32, which is going to be last delta time, which is going to be 0 for now. And in this function, I could do if... Oh, I'm going to need the board thing. The board thingy. I think it's that one. Is it that one? Not sure, not sure. Actually, it's in timer.h where I'm using board millis, which is in what file? Oh yeah, I don't know. But it includes, yeah, it includes board. Okay, that's the thing. So I'm gonna go here. Include BSP board as well. So if board millis, or actually if last delta time does not equal board millis, then I'm going to consider that. Can you just, yeah, thank you. So if it's not the same, then I'm going to say delta time will be equal to last delta time. Wait, actually board millis minus. Minus last delta time. Okay. Well, actually, oh, right. Else. Okay, so yeah, let me just do something. Boom. U32 delta time function. Delta time. And it's not else actually, it's always return delta time. Okay, that's fine. So sometimes I say, hey, some time has been spent, right? So let's call, boom, this. It's last delta time. Oh, and I also set the last delta time, of course. And will be equal to, again, board millis. Okay. So if the previous delta time, yeah, if the previous, oh, it's not last delta time, it's last update time or last frame time, let's say last frame time. So yeah, board millis minus last frame time delta time. I call this function too many times. Might be more optimized if I just put it in a constant. It's going to be constant curve frame time or something. Curve frame time. Or just frame time, right? No, it's fine. Doesn't matter. There's two hard problems in programming. Something, something, and naming things. curve frame time. And if last frame time is not the current frame time, then I check. The only problem that I can perceive with this is technically if every time I want to access the delta time, I check this. What happens if there was some delay? Yeah, what happens if there was some delay between like the first or just two actions in a single frame, basically? Like, let me just take a sec. I might just divide like the getter and the other function. So it's one exit. I don't care. That's too small. Let's make it bigger. That's very big. Maybe a little smaller. Very big. Okay, so let's say this is time. Okay. Pew. And I have a bunch of actions. Okay, so here, boom, action 1, boom, boom. Okay. So here, let's say it's time 0. Let's say this is time 34. Let's say this is time 50. Okay. So let's say here is just the start. Nothing happens at 0. Then here is, or well, I say nothing happened. Let's say a last, that's so small. Bigger text, please. That's too big. Smaller text, please. Let's say last frame. It's at 0. Okay. Then there's like key 1 or key 0 or whatever. I press key 0. And then here I press key 2. All right. And let's say also my frame time is like, or just time between frames, 60 or something. Or not 60, let's say 30. Yeah, let's say 30. Yeah, I don't know if 30 is gonna work in this example. Okay, let's say frame time is 40 or something. Okay. So if I go here, the problem here is if I say, yeah, I think the frame time is just confusing, honestly. The thing is, what's gonna happen now is here I press key 0. I want to check the delta time. I'm gonna get 34. Okay. But here, when I get key 2, boom, I'm gonna get, oh, delay 16. The problem is if key 2 was, let's say key 1 and 2 were pressed at 0. Well, key 2 is gonna think, or just last time it was updated actually, not even if it was pressed. It's gonna say like, oh, I need to update by 16 milliseconds spent, let's say, instead of the actual 50 that was spent since the last frame, if I update the last frame all the time. So yeah, I think I really need to split into, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I really think I'm gonna split in 2. So let's just make 2 functions. So delta time, just return delta time, is fine. And then there's going to be a function. That's fine. The getters first, let's say. There's going to be void time update. Or actually update. So at this point, I'm like, do I just return the delta time? I don't know. Oh yeah, but this way I can make it like read only. So it's better. Yeah. Okay. So when I go here, init, I don't have to init anything. I just have to include delta time h. Nice. In here, I can just, you know, in the updates, td task, I can also do delta time update. Oh, whoops, sorry. And in either parse inputs or handle events, I can just access the delta time. Actually, anywhere I need the delta time, I can access it. So yeah, you're fine. But what if I say in input parse, I want to include the delta time? Even though, like, you know, is it really its responsibility to say that? I don't know, but do I really want to pass the argument like in every function? Well, actually only in one function, so yes, I do. Like the U32 here. Oh no, so it's boolean is pressed. Yeah, okay. Oh no, I would need to add another argument, which is delta time. Yeah. Maybe I just access the delta time directly from here. Might be simpler. So let's do that. So here is smaller than frames press. I don't do plus plus. I do this plus equal delta time, right? And here it's not going to be minus minus. It's actually going to be minus equal delta time. And that's it. Okay, so I think that this should be fine. The difference here is, well, actually, because the frame delay was 1 millisecond, it is actually equivalent. Like, I'm really saying it takes 20 milliseconds to press that. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So I think this should work pretty well. Let's try to just compile it without putting it on the Pico. Yeah, so there's some errors. So in this file here, what's the problem? Redeclared? Ooh, this cannot be. Okay. I see, because the function cannot have the same name as this. Like return delta time, they don't understand. Okay. So here, yeah, it could be like get delta time, but that's the interface. This is what's hidden. So this delta time, I don't know, delta time var or something. No, that's a bad name. This is fine. Whoops. Control V, please. Okay. Delta time. Now if I do. Okay, there's still another problem. Per frame, yeah. Defaults to int. Oh, because I didn't say what it was. U32, thank you so much. Okay, now does it compile? Yes, it does. So I'm gonna be putting it on the Pico. Okay. And now if I go here, I mean, everything works, right? Oh, that's okay. My control C, I really needed to select something. Let me just select. Oh, what? Okay. I select this. I do Control C. Then I go here and do Control V. It doesn't work? Did I break my Control V? Oh, or maybe not. Maybe I just forgot to... No, maybe I... No, I did not forget. Okay, but if I go here and I press... Yeah, I think I just broke something more in my hardware. I really need to put this thing on a PCB. Okay. That being said, that's a great step. I think we're done actually with this task. So, you know, this exact delay that I'm using here might have to do a bit of tweaking. I also think maybe the pressed and released, they're just like the same as up and down. Like in terms of delay and whatnot, I could remove some of these variables, but for now I'm leaving them there, but yeah, maybe. We shall see eventually when I decide. Okay, and delta time, yeah, that's pretty useful. That's cool, I like that. I like that for sure. Yep, cool. That's cool. Okay. At this point, what do? Yes, I merge. I push and I merge. So here, we can say input parse now uses delta time. Oh wait. I need to add more changes. It's not frames release. It could be time to release or ms to release, right? Milliseconds to release, milliseconds to. So that's a lot more precise. You even know it's in milliseconds and not like microseconds, for example. Which could be the case, you know. I can add my delays in microseconds if I want to. To release, milliseconds 2, blah blah. So milliseconds 2 will replace frames everywhere. So if I have frames, replace it by ms2. Okay, does this compile? Did I break something? Nope. Should work. Just in case there was like a frames in another variable in those, but no. And this is not... I don't like the name key inputs. Just to make sure it's always key inputs. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave it with that name. I still don't like it. Okay. Okay, boom. Now uses delta time instead of frame count. That's good. Yeah, let me just put it in my Pico just to make sure it works. I always hesitate, especially because I'm going to be doing a PR of this soon. Yeah, okay, everything works. Yeah, just making sure. And we're going to be syncing those changes. And going on GitHub. Yeah, sure. Code. Thank you. Compare. So I just added this to the main. Yeah, because I'm actually updating it in the main. But then everywhere else I can just... Oh yeah, I changed that as well just for fun, but... I added the file here, and yeah, everywhere else I can just call deltatime. I call the update only in my main loop, but I call deltatime everywhere I want to access it, which is fine. And I renamed a bunch of stuff, but that's cool. Yeah, it's just a lot more precise, I think. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna create the pull request, and I'm gonna instantly merge it. Boom, booyah. Delete branch. Nobody cares. Code. Let's go. So now if I go here, I can check out main. Oh, sorry. Git checkout main. Then I can just do git pull. Then I'm going to delete the branch. Okay. And I'm going to do git branch delete. It's going to be delta time. Yes. Okay. Yes. And I'm going to be creating a new branch on which to do the next step. So it's going to be layers. Okay. Let's publish this. I am making official my intention to do layers. Yep. Okay. So, how are we doing layers? This is a new concept right now in this project. It hasn't been introduced at all. So there's probably going to be some kind of layer manager and whatnot. Oh, no. Let's start with the most basic of basics. The most basic thing you could ever do. We're going to be expanding this here, the key map. The most simple way we could do this is by expanding the key map. So, let's say yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it. I wanted to use the green keys here for managing the layers, like plus layer, minus layer, basically, right? The thing is, because the hardware is having problems, one of the keys, the green keys here, seems to be working improperly. So yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, okay. Let's keep a layer count here. Static. Let's say it's going to be a U32. And it's going to be layer, just cur layer. Which will be equal to 0. Okay. And I can have a function that I'm going to add, which is going to be change layer. There's going to be a void, which is going to change layer. And then for now, it's going to take no argument, because for now it's going to be very simple of a function. It's only going to say something like what? Cur layer will be equal to 1 minus cur layer. So basically, if the current layer is 0, 1 minus 0, so you're setting the layer to 0. And if the layer is 1, you're going to setting 1 minus 1, it's 0, right? So it's a toggle. It's a simple toggle. Sometimes I use this for booleans. In this case, you know, I could make it a boolean for now, but there's going to be more than 2 layers, hopefully pretty quickly. So making it a U32 right now. So that's basically a toggle layer, I could call it, but you know, put a comment right now. Toggle for now. And here, I basically need to add another dimension. Oh, where do I want to add that dimension? Do I want to say I define a full keyboard for one of the layers? Or do I want to say for, like, I put the layers at the end, and for every key, I actually put like a list of lists, right? A list of key combos, basically. Like first key combo, second key combo, and change the layer like that. I don't know, actually. The music has stopped. Thank you very much. Okay, let's think data-oriented design. Usually, what do I want to access more closely, right? It's not going to be all the key, you know, all the key combos on the different layers for a single key. Usually, I'm going to be wanting, you know, I'm going to be on a layer already, and on that layer, I want to access a bunch of keys. So, because of that, there's going to be more proximity of data if I put the layer first. I think it should optimize my accesses. So, yeah, here, oh, there's also going to be a define. I define the dimensions of arrays because this way they're like compile time constants, right? So I can actually use them here. It's going to be 2, and here it's going to be just layer count. Okay, so what I do when I define it is I'm going to be, I guess, adding another opening here and another closing here. Okay, so right now there's no places where I can change the layer. The layer starts at 0, and right now there's only one list. So the list at 0 is this list right here. So I'm going to compile this and see if it works. It should. So for now, you know, there's layers now, I guess, but only one of them, right? No, not go up, just do. Okay, let's go. Okay, something doesn't work. Oh, right. Because when I return, like, what are you talking about? You need to return for the cur layer. Okay, that should be better. Let's go. In it to win it. So now I'm going to test, right? I mean, look at this. Is this clean or is this clean? Okay, thank you very much. Now, on to the next step. And it should work real fast. Don't blink. Like this. Okay. Comma. Oh, did I not randomize? Yeah, I don't think I did. Yeah, that's fine. The music I'm talking about. Okay. And it's defined like this. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. That's fine. And I could add a comment. That could be layer 0. Oh. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Boom. Layer 1. Okay, that's good. So let's say I change everything in layer 1. Just everything. Well, actually, let's say it's a shift layer. So I just add HID key is going to be shift and then left, I think. Right? Shift left. Okay, yeah, nice. So I just add shift. It's going to be a... Yeah, so basically my layer change, if it's going to be a toggle, the button, and that's what I'm going to do. Then it means that it's going to be kind of like a caps lock. Okay, yeah, just take the comma as well. It's going to be much faster. Oh, also, I can just do this. No, not Control C. What did I do? No. Okay, Control C. Go down. Control V, please. Yeah, okay, that works. So I can do this for, well, everything except the Control C, Control V, right? But like this. Yeah, I need to stop forgetting that I can select multiple lines at a time. Man. That's so much more efficient. Oh yeah, all of these doesn't matter, but for the normal keys, yeah, changes a lot. Okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I'm liking this. Okay. Now, both of these keys. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, okay, it's not very clean, but I'm going to use one of these key codes that isn't used. I could even use the reserved ones. Yeah, I could do that, huh? Yeah, I could use one of the reserved key codes. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I feel kind of evil, but though I need to define them myself, right? So here I'm gonna go ahead and do define, let's say layer toggle or something. And it could be like, I don't know, like HID key layer toggle, something like that, right? And I just defined this. So yeah, I'm kind of evil, but that's fine. So here, instead of Control C, Control V, like I tested that it works. That's great. Oh, no more music? Where's the music? Oh, it's because I'm at the end of the thing. Okay. Loop playlist? Roll playlist? Use that song. This one. Okay. Okay, HID key layer toggle. And here I can use it as well. And here as well. Okay. Yeah, I feel kind of evil, but that's awesome. Okay, and here I need to add a special case in the main. So in main, when I'm here, I just send the key code like a madman. But instead, I need to check the key codes basically. So I am going to do yeah, I know I just removed them, but I'm gonna add them back. Add them back in. Or actually, I don't need. Yeah, I don't need that. Because again, I'm just returning a pointer. It's fine. I can just do if add key code equals. This, right? You do the thing and then you return. And the thing itself is there's a toggle function, right? So it's gonna be well, it's not called toggle because it's gonna do different stuff eventually, but change layer. Okay, that's good. Okay, right? That should work, I think. Okay, let's just try to compile this. It does compile, okay. Let's put it on the Pico and test it out, right? Okay, let's go. Okay. I'm kind of excited. Okay, so this works, right? This works. Now let's try to do a layer change. Oh god, it works. So cool. Oh my god, everything works today. I can't believe this. Everything works first try. I really cleaned up my project though, so. There's some weird behavior here. Actually, I think I broke something in my code. Yeah, I think I may have broken something. Not the code that I just added. The code that I just added is awesome and I love it. I'm talking about... I'm just gonna fix it in the main or something. But for now, this works. Like, this just worked. Straight up. So, I'm just gonna be committing that code for now. Right? It works and that's awesome and I love it. Okay, so simple layer, simple layers. Commit this, sync changes. That's so awesome. Okay, and now if I go right here, compare and pull request, create pull request. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, I didn't check the files changed. So here, yeah, you just add one quick thing where for a special case, you change the layer. Oh, and then I sended... No, I returned. And then I returned. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. It is called send HID report though, so it's kind of weird, but okay, fine. Whatever. Refactor for later. Here though... Yeah, so get key codes becomes like I add the layers now. There's also a change layer function, which is very simple for now. And this array becomes like, you know, an array with one more dimension and documented layers. Okay, that's good. I'm liking this. Yep. So go back to this or something and merge pull request. Yup. That's good. Oh, delete branch. No. Trash that branch. Okay, that's good. Now I can go git checkout main, git pull, git status, and git branch. Yeah. Oh, made a mistake with git status. Okay, that's fine. Git branch, and then I'm gonna do git branch. Well, git branch delete layers. Okay. Git branch again. That's good. I'm gonna go git checkout -v. I'm gonna do a new branch, and it's gonna be hotfix. Hotfix for delay for delta time. Hotfix delta time. Okay, so basically what I think I broke is if I go in input parse, right here, there's And by the way, we're going to be finishing the stream after that. So it's just one quick hotfix for something we just introduced, and then we're going to be done. So yeah, here. Minus equal delta time. Like, sure, it's fine. Okay, U32 delta time. But there's a big problem when you do minus with a quantity that could be bigger than 1, and you have unsigned. Because what if I'm at 1 millisecond, and then I go like -3 or something. Then there's an overflow and I happen to have like a huge number. So when I'm pressed, it's like, sorry buddy, but actually, you're not under MS to pressed. And then when you update events, you check if it's exactly equal to a certain amount. So it's not even gonna do a false press. It's just gonna completely lock the state of that key, which is why some keys did nothing after pressing for a while. I think that's what happened. So either I make this an integer 32, or I keep it an unsigned and I do some quick check here. And because I'm getting unsigned from here, I would rather keep everything in the same type all the time and just do a quick check. So you do if delta time is greater than key inputs at position I, you say key inputs at position I equals 0. Else I do the normal behavior. Okay, that's good. In here, I can do kind of the same. Yeah, kind of the same. Except I have a plus equal here. And this will not be equal to 0. This will be equal to MS press. To release. Yeah. Yeah, let's say this. Nah, it's fine. Just it's equal to 0. Okay, if that time is smaller. No, not necessarily. Plus delta time. So it's actually, yeah, it's actually if this plus delta time. Yeah, okay, so it's, so if the current input plus delta time, so what I'm supposed to have eventually. Oh no. In this case, yeah, because I could basically just update it and then check if it's bigger than the other one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be simpler. So yeah, you just do the normal behavior and then you go if it's greater. The other one, you can't do it because you don't want to go like under 0, because then you get an overflow. So that's a big problem. And I don't want to like make some code like, oh, if you got an overflow, like if it's bigger than some amount, make it 0. Like I don't want to do that. That's just weird. And what if I want to be able to have like huge amounts of time for other behavior? Like that's just, I don't know. I don't like that. So if key inputs, yeah, just key inputs. if it's greater than ms depressed, then I say key inputs equal ms depressed. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put it on the Pico and test it. Should work better. So the keys shouldn't block anymore. So I think that's why they were blocking and stuff. Especially when I'm sending two keys very close to one another, because of the fact that I put some delay when I send the key. Like, I think that's why, even if my delta time is supposed to be 1 every frame, in this case, I think that's why it could be bigger. Because if I click and while it's counting down or something, like, you know, the delta time is larger because, yeah, I just sent another key in the meantime. So I can go under 0. I think that's what's happening. So if I click here, then... Oh yeah, so it really was just a bug introduced by the way that I put my delay at first. Because now everything works, and my 2 green keys, they are completely functional, no problems at all. So that was a problem all along. Okay, oh sorry, it's a little bit off center for you. Okay, well, everything works. It's pretty clean, it's great. I'm just gonna commit the hotfix. And then that's where we're gonna be, you know, maybe I'm gonna continue a little bit on my own to try and see what's next, maybe do some experiment for stuff that I could easily get blocked by, and I don't want to... I'm kind of tired of being blocked on stream, basically. So I liked this stream today a lot more because we did 3 important things very fast, and they worked super well. So I'm quite happy. And we even found, you know, a bug in something we implemented, and we fixed it. So that's great. So this is just, you know, new delta time calculations for input a little bit more details because, again, like, that's a hotfix. It's not a feature. Features are obvious because they stay here, but hotfixes, they require a little more context to explain what the problem was. Okay, so here, if I go on GitHub, we're going to be merging this to finish. Yep. So again, files change, only 1. I just added some checks, basically, to make sure I don't go overboard. Okay, that's good. I'm going to merge this, complete merge, and I'm going to delete the branch. That's good. And I'm going to be cleaning my environment here by doing git checkout main, and then git branch, then git branch delete for hotfix. No, okay. Okay. Quick git status. Oh, git pull. Did I not git pull? Yeah, I did not. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we're on the main branch. Everything works. We're ready for layers. And at this point, I think maybe the best like upgrade I could do at this point is get a PCB so that I stop having hardware problems. I'm also pretty close to the point where I'm going to be wanting to print the second half of my case here. So I didn't print the other one yet. And yeah, I don't know. Not too sure what we're going to be doing next time, but we did everything promised in this stream and it works super well. So thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.